Hello, welcome to once again another video of PSS Pro series. In this demo video, I'm about to show you how to basically enter a receival of an item. The screen that you see here is the inventory receival screen. To get there, you either use the dashboard and click on receive inventory, or on the inventory control module, you click on transaction and receive inventory. So I'm going to now pursue to receive an item. So the first thing we're gonna do is select our location. So I'm gonna select a location, demo. The second thing is to select our supplier. So example, we're gonna select a supplier called Aerodynamics Manufacturing. Right? Here it asks for a reference number. So the reference number could be anything, basically the invoice number 12345. And if there's a container number, you can put a container number. The section that says here the date is actually going to default to today's date, but you're going to say receive it. Like for example, say it came in on 3rd of October. Right? This option where it says costing table, yes or no, we're going to leave it at no for now, and I'll show you how the costing table goes. That basically is for like when you're receiving goods and using exchange rate, which is goods not locally but from overseas. Right? Type of receival, you can change that. That's for use item markup. No, we're not going to use that because we're not using costing method. You can select invoice. Sometimes you have a situation where you're just randomly receiving a goods that you need to invoice out, but the receival person hasn't received the goods as it. You can do a miscellaneous receival and make that update and another adjustment at another time. But so we're going to select invoice. At this point, you put in the invoice number here. So you place the cursor on invoice number and you put in invoice number. Say the invoice number is 257488. The next thing, once you have filled out all the information at the top here, you're going to click on item entry button right here at the top. Once you do that, cursor takes you down to the item entry screen where you're going to select the item to search by item, description, or part number. The next tab across is item listing. This is where once you start adding in your items in the inventory, the receival, it will basically update the screen. Costing is if I use a costing, but as I said before, we're not using that section at this point. So I'm going to select the first item. So I bring up the list. So I was to bring up the list of the item, I can select color shirt. It prompts me what's the quantity of the color shirt. So I said 5. What's the cost? It says $65. Comes each. Then I can select a part number that comes in from the supplier. So currently, if there was a default supplier on this item on the supplier, it will come up with a default supplier part number. But I'm just going to create one at this point. So go Aero 1111, enter. It prompts me to add where is this supplier located? China. How long it normally takes to get goods from the supplier? Say, example, 14 days. Click save. Save that supplier and exit. It then asks you to put in the part number. You can press shift question sign if there's a list of different part numbers. Once it comes up and says there's none, then you know at that point there's no part number on this item. At this point, you can also add the part number. So let's say in location A1T. So it's an aisle 1 at the top. Alright? You can do it that way. So we're gonna A1T and add. And say, do you want to add this lot? Yes. So it prompts you and tells you, it assigns it a default lot number. And you can give it the reference number. This is located at A1T. But it assigns you a default lot number. That's why mainly when you're creating your items, ensure you put the lots before you start the receival process on the item. You can also assign a barcode on this item when, say for instance, for the counter scanning, you can mark where exactly the location of the item is coming from once you scan it. And that's if you have a printed barcode label printer. So I'm going to then click save. And it assigns the barcode number that is there. Right? Next thing you can do is click save. The notes section is giving the notes on the item. Print barcode is if you want to assign a printed barcode to this item. IC clearing account and item control account is for reference based on if there's a general ledger link to this system. So I'm going to click save. So if you notice here, the item is gone, but it's not yet updated inventory, or the transaction for the document is not yet saved. So if I go here, you see where the item is located. I can click here and edit back the item, and it brings all the information. Once I make any changes, I click save again, click save, and it goes back. So I want to do a next item now. So I'll go list, water t-shirt, okay, put in my quantity, say 5. Do you notice it's asking for a bin location this time? So you might say, okay, it tells me that only bin location where in the warehouse is found is at A1T. It asks for a serial number. At this point here now, you can put in the actual serial number of the item, or you can leave it blank for now until when receiving it will basically can assign it. So if I was to go here and say, okay, say 7, it said add the serial number 7 to the system, right? Click save. It asks you, do you want to serialize task the item now? I says the single, leave it as is, save, save, save. So I don't want to update it right now, or if I want to separate it, you can basically go ignore it. Okay, fine. There's no part number. It's prompts you if I basically want to add the part number on the item, the serial number on the item. So number 2 serial number is 96, 97, 98, 99. So it adds the item and separate the serial number 5 different times. See it? So at this point now, we can click save. If we finish entering all our transactions, click save. It also gives you an option to hold the receiver. By holding the receiver, you can say you have a lot more items to add to it. You can hold the receivers, come back another point in time, and add the additional items, which I can show you here. If I was to go hold and hold it, it currently holds the transaction that I receiver, gives it a temporary number called number 4. Once you click OK, it continues on to the next receiver screen. So say I'm going to bring up that item, that receiver document. All I have to do is just select location. I don't have to put in any information here. Go item entry and go import holding, import, and select number 4. Right? Click OK. And that's it. So if I go item listed, that's the item. And then if I click save and save, it basically updates the item same time. So I click save and the inventory will be updated accordingly to how you basically see it entered on the screen based on the SKU number and the 5 different serial numbers that are there. Alright, once that is updated to the system and the inventory, then we can continue from there onto our next video in how to issue an item. And before we go, it prompts you to print. So at this point, you can go print, select your printer, and then you don't have to put in any document. The same screen like the inventory receiver screen report, you go generate, and then you can preview or print from here. So if I was to preview now the document, what the receiver will look like, which can be adjusted and modified. So you know it's 5 different serial number and plus the item at the top. Alright, so that's it on our video of inventory receiver. Thanks for watching.